Welcome back, everyone, to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. When we last left off, we were in the Ice Palace, and we had just gotten the big key. So now that we got the big key, we can get the big treasure and open some other doors that the smaller keys can't. So this room looks familiar. It's the first part of our backtracking that we're gonna have to do. We head up back into this room. We're gonna have to use that little bomb trick, where we place a bomb to set off the switch. Just gotta be careful though when you do place that bomb. You want to place it a little bit further away, because if you place it right on top, it can double hit the switch, and then you'll be back to square one. Skeletons tend to drop bombs, so pick up the ones that we got. Haven't been using the boomerang in a while, so these hit boxes for the spikes are deceptively large. You tend to extend out, it seems, a little bit further than what their sprite seems to indicate. So just be careful. Remember, you can use the hook shot to to defeat those glowing guys. Take a little shortcut there. Hook shot across. Another property of the hook shot that I mentioned earlier is that you're invincible when it's out. So, very good against these crocodile enemies. And here we are again in this room. This time though, we'll take the path to the left. Another slippy, annoying thing here. Another room. We don't want to fall down this hole here to the right. We're going to make another hole over here. If we fall down the hole to the right, we're going to kind of regret it, because we'll have to do more backtracking. We want to create a hole here to the left, because that way, when we land down in the room below, we'll land near the big chest. Yeah, if we took that regular hole that was already in the floor, we would have ended up over here, and we wouldn't be able to get access to that chest until we backtracked around. We will be doing some backtracking though, so... But I mess up here a little bit. I actually have to get a key that I missed. So, yeah, we're gonna need a key here, but so... But this, underneath that pot there is a switch, and that's where the, I guess, confusing part that a lot of people didn't like about this dungeon, which is why they changed it for the Game Boy Advance. There's a switch there that you have to push a block onto to hold down, but in order to get a block to that switch, you have to push one from the room to the left. But we can't push a block there because the switches, the blue switches are in the way. So you have to go all the way around and do some big backtracking. Basically, like, repeat a third of the dungeon to get back there with the switches on the opposite way. So, but there is one way that you can speed that up. I'll show that off in this episode, but first we'll do it the way that the game intends you to do it. So, but see, there's that switch. You have to push a block on top of it. So, another way you can do it is in the next dungeon, level 6 dungeon, you get an item that actually creates blocks. So if you have that item, you can just skip all the backtracking. But like I said, I'm going to go through the dungeons in the order that the game tells you to go through. So one of these things here with these blue things down, we can jump down. And we get into, it's kind of like the Tower of Hera. We fall down and into a pot, and we end up in a room with a bunch of fairies. But our life is full now because we destroyed a few of these anti-fairies with our magic powder. So yeah, we switched the toggle blocks from red up, from red down and blue up. But we won't be able to push that block right now, because when we go into this room, you'll see, now the red blocks are up. They prevent us from going over to the left to push that block. So we're going to have to loop all the way around, big loop. So let's just hit this switch here. And slide. If we can get into the doorway, that's why I hate ice physics. So, slide through here. Funny how the ice isn't being melted by that fire. I guess it must be really, really cold. Hit that switch, and we get another key. So let's do our backtracking here. And these are a whole bunch of things. We'll just ignore the slimes. And this room should look familiar. When we fell down, the one room, I showed off that little section. And now we can fall down this little hole. And hey, we're back to where we needed to be. So that wasn't that bad of a backtrack. I don't know why people complain about it, but yeah, people can complain about anything. But yeah, we pushed the block on the bottom. And now we can push the block onto that switch. We can head down to one of the final rooms in the dungeon. Got that guy there. We're very close to the boss now. And the boss is down a hole onto the left, but we'll get all these pots. So, lift up that block. Oop. Got ambushed there by a bunch of jellyfish. Grab some items. You have to pull on that tongue if you want to get out for whatever reason. Say you are low on magic. Like Sir Asla said, we're going to need a lot of magic to defeat this boss. So, boss is going to be in 2 phases. Let's drop down. We're going to need our fire rod here. So the first phase, he's just encased in this block of ice. And we just have to shoot him with the fire rod. You don't want to spam the fire rod, because you want to wait until he stops shaking. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your fire rod on it. Because he has kind of invincibility frames. And then after that, we don't need magic anymore, but the fire rod does some good damage to this guy. We'll just use our fire rod to damage him up a little bit. So you just gotta be careful. Gotta keep moving around a little bit, because wherever you're standing, that's where the blocks of ice are gonna fall down on top of your head. So we take him out. We get another heart container, and we get the 5th maiden. Let's see what she has to tell us. And after her story, that's when I'll cut in the shortcut, how to avoid that backtracking. With the fabled bomb jump that I've alluded to several times. Felfel, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. They say the Hylia people controlled mysterious powers, as did the 7 wise men. But the blood of the Hylia has become thin over time. We who carry the blood of the 7 wise men do not possess strong power anymore either. Our powers will increase if we mix the courage of the knights with the wisdom of the wise men. Only a short time remains until the gate of the castle linking the worlds opens completely. If you defeat Ganon, this world will vanish and the Triforce will wait for a new holder. I believe in you. Good luck. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Alrighty, so I'm going to cut in here how you would do this. So what you do is you want to place a bomb by the door, and you charge your sword up, and that helps you just position yourself. You want to have the sword, the tip of the sword, just a little bit below the bomb, and then that will propel you backwards. And when it propels you backwards like that, you skip over those red blocks. So now the way the switches are linked, the red blocks are up, the blue blocks are down, and you'll see that'll prevent us from having to do any of that backtracking. So we just head over, I'm gonna fall down that hole in the next room. Also get a little bit of a preview of what Felfel's ultimate equipment is gonna look like. That's what Felfel's gonna look like when he's all decked out in all his best gear. Fall down this hole. And since we skipped that switch, the blue are already down. And we can just push that block and avoid all that backtracking. But, oh. Ooh, and there we go. So just push the block. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. So let's just warp out of here. Warp back to the light world. We're gonna have to put our flute to use. Because the 6th dungeon is in the swamp of no entrance or exit. At least in the dark world. But there is an entrance in the light world. Yep, we have to go to warp point 6. And that takes us into this swamp where it's raining. Similar to how it was at the beginning of the game. But before we go to the dungeon in this swamp, we're going to do a little bit of exploration. There's a few treasures we can pick up here. Get some heart pieces. We have another guy here who's going to tell us a tale. Hey, I'll tell you the powerful story if you pay me 20 rupees. Okay. As a matter of fact, monster magic is making it rain in the swamp. If you can move the air with more force than the monsters, the rain may stop. Well, Felfel is pretty good with magic. He got double magic power, and got the fire rod, the ice rod, and the 3 magical medallions, magic cape, the magic cane of Brina. We're gonna head up into this corner here, use our magic mirror, and it's gonna take us to this location where there was a rock that we couldn't get to earlier, and we got another piece of heart in here. Alright. Only 2 more pieces of heart to get to fill out our heart containers. Because we'll get a full heart from dungeon 6 and dungeon 7. So, skip these little entrances. We'll skip that one entrance. Head over to this one first. Oop, takes a little bit of damage, that's okay. We want to get this treasure in here, especially the one on the left. Because it is our 2nd piece of heart in the swamp area. Only 1 more to go. But that'll be around dungeon 7. So it's a very tricky one. When I first played this game as a kid, it was the last heart piece that I found. The one in dungeon 7. Because right now what we're doing a lot of warping from the dark world to get to the light world to find a piece of heart. This one's going to be opposite. We're going to have to go from the dark world into the light world. So, mix things up a little bit. But we're going to pull out our ether medallion, stand on the sign of the ether medallion, and use that magic. Remember when we got it, it said it moves the upper atmosphere. Well, it moved the clouds that were making it rain here. And it also exposed the main entrance to this dungeon, Mire. It's kind of a little bit of a throwback to Dungeon 6 in the first Legend of Zelda. In Dungeon 6 in the first Legend of Zelda, that's where we first encountered Wizrobes, those wizards that disappeared and cast spells at us that were really annoying. Well, they make an appearance here in this game too, so first time in this Dungeon 6, so... a little bit of, I guess, throwback nostalgia. So, run around here. Just watch out for the fire snakes and the orbs running around. And, you guys are going to have to use a little bit of switches to navigate around this dungeon, but... let's head over this way just to clear this room out. We've got these slugs. They start dropping the green bombs. I was gonna say blue bombs, but those are the ones that we get. So, if you hit a green bomb, they will explode. They also will explode if they just sit on the floor for a little bit. So you just gotta be careful. Sometimes you'll go to swing your sword at one of the slugs, and it'll drop a green bomb, and you'll take damage from it. So. And we get a key there. We're gonna head back this way. We're gonna pick up quite a few keys. This is an interesting room over here because it's, I think, the only room in the game that actually has 2 keys in it. There's one in that skull there, and then if we create this treasure chest here, we get a second key. So, and most of the time keys are spread out through a whole bunch of different rooms. So I'm gonna hop down and climb that stairway right up. And we're gonna cut across this bridge here that we saw when we got that 1 key. And we're gonna make our way to the left to the first switch. We're gonna want to switch it to get the blue blocks down and the red up. Before we go further, we want to grab that key. Ooh. We want to make sure the blue blocks are down. So we can cross the spikes in with the invincibility of that. Ooh. I thought that skull would. Usually the skull would block the that magic spell, the bunny turning spell, but I guess it wasn't positioned correctly. So, I'm gonna take just a little bit of damage there, unfortunately. But there's plenty of the anti-fairies to heal us up, so we'll be okay. Bunch of looks like cracked walls on the floor, on the bottom wall there, but they don't lead to anything. So yeah, they're just a fake crack. And we'll just ignore that key door for a little bit there. That'll eventually lead to where the item of the dungeon is. And I told you earlier, it's a cane that actually creates blocks. But we don't have the big key to open that chest yet, so it's pointless to actually go over looking for that item. So we're gonna make our way toward where the big key is first. So take out these floating skulls. Get another key from defeating that one. Let's get our magic powder. We're getting a little low on life. So let's head on down this way to open some rooms. And we're getting kind of close here to the end of the episode, so we gotta find a good place to stop it here. We got a little take out this guy here and get the rest of the pots. Then we're gonna head down to work at that treasure chest. How are we gonna get to that treasure chest? Well, find out in our next episode. Take care, have a good day. Thanks.